Hi, this is Tom. Welcome to my channel. How did this get to light mode? That should be dark mode. Okay, there we go. All right. I have a lot to discuss today, so I'm going to try to go through this as quickly as I can because I know people don't like videos that are long. So we'll see if we can get through everything in a short amount of time. The first thing I wanted to point out was this image, and I don't know how well this is going to transmit because it's a little pale, but it's a great image. I really love this image. And what it is it's a little girl looking in a mirror, and there's an old woman, looking back at her. It's like, oh man, and this is capturing a concept that I wanted to have Midjourney capture, and it did like four prompts, and three of the, or it does them in batches of four, and three of them were completely missing the mark, but one of them it just hit it. And here's the same theme or similar theme. The theme was of someone old and someone young. That's kind of the idea. The the um, the daily theme was uh, this word here, crocular, which if you follow the daily themes at Discord, that's a good way to improve your vocabulary. So I didn't know what this was, and what it is it's like the cracks in old paintings, for example, that you'll see. So that's called cracklier. And so I wanted some prompts that weren't just about, pictures of cracks in them, and came across this idea of the expression. Well, actually, ChatGPT did it. I thought, oh, that's a good idea. Let's go with it. So it's got this expression, the cracklier of time. And so I used that as a theme. And then I was trying to do it in different ways. And one of the ways was old and young. That was the idea. So I'm going to show some of these images that are old and young. So here's old and young, kind of like an echo. And my favorite one was this one in the mirror. And some of these didn't work. Uh, but here we've got an old tree. It's a little subtle, but it did a good job with it. It's got an old tree here, and then you see the young tree, and the emerging forest. Okay, and then here's another one that I just loved, and I'm going to come back to this one because I want to explain something about it. But let me pass on a bit. So here's some more young and old, and here we have in the animal kingdom, young and old. Another one, and here again, young and old, and I asked ChatGPT to do both animate and inanimate objects. So here we see two watches, an old watch, a young watch. Here we've got an old vase, a young vase. Here we've got an old building, a new building. And what do we have up here? Oh, yes, an old camera and a young camera. Okay. And yes, I really like these images a lot. Now let me get back to this one here. All right, so I wanted to talk some about this one. All right, so this one came about from my personal life. So you can do a //p on your prompt, and then it will convert that into your old personalization code. And the way you do that is you just click on this tasks, and it will give you paintings to rank, and you just say which one, or prompts, images to rank, and you say which one you like the best. And if you do it at least 200 times, then you can do //p, and it will personalize your prompts. And I love this one. And it's the way that the personalization works. It's not the prompt itself, but it's what Midjourney what it's remembering about your preferences and then implementing it. So I did a batch of 4, and none of the other 4 other 3 were like this. But this particular one, you've got this double exposure effect. Um, so you got the old and the new with the double exposure. And that came about from doing the //p. So something I was interested in is if you could get a hold of other people's /sps, that code there. And you can. So one of the things about Midjourney is that it's everything's public. And so I was saying, well, where can I go to get people's, //ps? You can get them in a daily theme, because a lot of people are using it. And so you'll just go //p when you make your prompt. So that's all I do. I just do //p. I'm not putting all of this. I'm not putting this. Get back here. I'm not putting this code in there. I just do //p. That's it, and then it translates it into that. So if I go here, this is in the Discord. So one of the channels it has in the Discord is personalization. That's right here. And if you click on personalization, then you'll see like tons of these. And so you can just go through, and if you find one that you like, you can try it out. You just do the //p and the code. So that's great. And then I wanted to show another one, and that is the SREFs, the style reference codes. And that's under SREF Showcase. So these are under Showcase, both of these, personalization and SREF Showcase. So you can go to SREF Showcase, and these have the -- SREF and then a code. And same thing, you find a code, a style that you like, and you can grab the code and try it out. So there's a couple of things to play around with. The //p from the personalization with the code, and like this, and then also the //sref with the code. And so that was a couple of things. And then also I'm going to show the prompt itself. So I was really happy with the way the with the ChatGPT managed this. And I created a ChatGPT prompt called SDP, which stands for something. And I have a blog post on that. I did a video on it. And here I'm going to include the URL for the blog post. It's called Scene Description Prompt. So I will include the URL for this. You can just copy and paste it, and you'll get this prompt. You can just copy and paste this into your ChatGPT session. And I've been working on prompts that are designed for the free version of ChatGPT. So these are quite short. These are short enough. They don't need a big context window. Now, you won't get perhaps as good an answer. Actually, you should get as good an answer as what I'm showing you here, or something close to it, until like for a few prompts, because after a few prompts, it'll prompt you to like get the paid version, pro version, but you should get something close to this. But even if you're using the free version, it might not you might not get it like written out in all this detail, but you should get a prompt that's very similar to this one. It should work fine. That's my expectation. And this would be either in free Cloud or free ChatGPT that you can copy and paste the prompt. Okay, so those are the 3 things I wanted to mention. One was the /-p. Another was the -sref, how you can go to the Discord server and find those showcases to find codes to play around with. And then the third thing was this prompt that I will include in the URL of the description